think we should get started. So again, good afternoon. My name is Natalia. I'm a TAS Market Development Manager here in Ontario on the architectural side. So ATAS has been connecting the design community with manufacturers' product details since 1969. And using our online time-saving and free specification information system, you are able to specify the leading manufacturers' products in the construction industry. Two of them are here with me today to present the top 5 design trends. So from Lixil, we have Ryan DeBoer, who is the showroom and wholesale manager, wholesale sales leader. And from Spectre Unity, we have Nicholas Venegas, the architectural account manager. Before I pass it over to Ryan, I just wanted to remind you that everyone is muted upon entry, but I'll be monitoring the chat. And at the end of the presentation, we can have a Q&A time. So I think that's it for me. I'm not going to keep you any longer. So I will hand it over to Ryan from Lixil.
Thank you, Natalia. Good morning or good afternoon, depending on where you're from. It's still morning for me. As Natalia mentioned, I am Ryan. I've been with Lixil fast approaching 10 years with a key focus on showrooms and a wholesale business for Western Canada. That's about it for this slide. We'll move on to the next. So Lixil is a Japanese corporation that has been around for a long time, and now I believe the world's largest or one of the largest organizations of new building manufacturers in the industry. Drawing on the Japanese heritage, Lixil creates a world-leading technology of high-quality products that transform homes through through technology and design. Anyways, we can go to the next slide. This is our agenda for this morning with the parts I'll be presenting on. We'll focus on trend number 1, which is mixed metals and trending finishes, and then moving on to the second with the health and hygiene in plumbing, and trending with smart homes and sustainable, forgive me, my picture is in the way here. Sustainability and water conservation. Next slide, please. Mixed metals and trending finishes. So mixing metals is something that wasn't always done, but now designers are given the opportunity to be extra creative and using a specific metal as a dominant metal and adding extras for a little accent. Here we're looking at the DXP Etra kitchen faucet, and the next slides will explain more of what we're speaking to. Next slide, please. So bold finishes, here we're focusing on the Growy Essence kitchen faucet with the semi-pro flexible rubber hose. This is available in a multitude of finishes, but shown here is in our Cool Brush Sunrise finish, which is our gold finish in Growy. And we can move to the next slide. And here you'll see a mixed metal finish in our DXP Etra kitchen faucet. These faucets are offered in all kinds of finishes. So whether you're just looking for chrome or a mixed finish like this with the matte black with the gold, stainless steel as well. And next slide, please. So matte black is a nice neutral metal, making it perfect for mixing with other metals. Important to keep in mind when choosing the metal for your space, but don't be afraid to mix in a little black to help add some balance in monochromatic space for a bold feature and pop. Next slide, please. In the kitchen, American Standard launched the Studio S line recently. Here you're seeing one example of the kitchen faucet, and in the back you can see the pot filler on the wall. This was our first line that was available exclusively in matte black. It's also available in chrome and stainless steel. If you can look behind my left shoulder, if you can see me speaking, you'll notice I have the Studio S Semi-Pro just recently installed in my own kitchen. It's a great contemporary design. I think you'll be very pleased with this, this new offering from American Standard. And next slide. So matte black being a very popular trend right now for metal finishes, if you're not looking to use the metal, you can use the color on the wall to accentuate and create a pop of color using just the standard whites and chromes that are available by just changing the wall color. And next slide. Here we can see this is our Studio S freestanding tub. So the Studio S line is for the kitchen and the bathroom, and it incorporates faucets, toilets, bathtubs, and showering fixtures, and obviously lav faucets too. And here we're seeing a matte black pop of the floor mount tub filler next to our freestanding tub. And next slide, please. Health and hygiene. This is something that has really become a very popular topic, especially with in light of the pandemic over the last 3 years. Lixil has been one of the leading manufacturers in trying to ensure that we have a very hygienic product to reduce the spread of any viruses. What we're looking at here is the American Standard Avery kitchen faucet with a sensor remote. This allows you to turn your faucet on and off with a pre-selected temperature and flow rate just by waving your hand in front of the sensor. And next slide, please. So here it is in all its glory. These sensors are unique to the market. You'll notice that there's a little window on the top of the faucet that allows you to turn this faucet from a sensor faucet to just a manual faucet. There are times when the sensor is needed and wanted, but there are also times when you may not wish to have it operational. So that you can turn this off and just use this as a manual faucet if you choose to. For some, maybe it's just too complex if you have visitors coming over, but it allows you that opportunity. It also prevents any sort of ghost activation, or if a cat jumps on the counter and walks in front of the faucet, it's not going to turn on if you close the little window shutter. It does have a max runtime as well, just to preserve water in case it was turned on accidentally. And we can move to the next slide. Here is a touch faucet. So to avoid use of the handle, you can just tap this with your wrist or your elbow, or any skin contact will turn this faucet on and off. So instead of a sensor, we just have a simple touch, so you're not dirtying the handle with your hands. So you can just tap this with a clean part of your body and it will turn the faucet on and off. And that's the Growy Zedra faucet featured in this picture. And next slide, please. Filtered, sparkling, and chilled. So Growy launched this a few years back, but this is the new edition, the Growy 2.0 blue chilled and sparkling faucet. This allows you to use this as a standard kitchen faucet, but also to provide you with sparkling or full carbonated water that is filtered and chilled. And next slide. Oh, sorry, next slide. There we go. So filtration, this is something else now that has become ever popular, removing chlorine and small particulates from the water. This faucet that's shown here, the American Standard Sabrick faucet, allows you to choose when you wish to have filtered water. So this way, if you're just washing dishes, you're not using up your filter, you press the button on the nozzle as she's doing in this picture, and that will give you pure filtered water. When you don't need the filtered water, you just simply use the tap as you would normally. What's nice about this here too, is you'll notice that to the right of that kitchen faucet, the little stainless steel circular piece there, what that is the access to your filter. So it's a nice, easy replacement. If you don't have a second hole, and this is a retrofit application, you can simply install the filter underneath the sink too. It's very quick and easy to replace. The next slide. Touchless toilets. This is becoming ever popular. As you know, the handle is one of the dirtiest parts of a toilet. So in order to avoid contact, we've added a separate remote control to activate your toilet flush. This is available on 2 toilets with American Standard. As shown here is the Cadet, but also the Studio toilet offers this touchless technology too. All it is a simple wave. This remote control can be installed within 3 feet of this toilet. And that was done new earlier this year. We used to have the sensor mounted to the side of the toilet. Now it's a separate sensor to allow you to place it in the perfect area that's convenient for the application. And next slide, please.
Ryan, sorry, I have a question on this. Can this toilet be installed in commercial grade buildings?
Well, the Cadet and the Studio have been used for that purpose, primarily the Cadet. So yes, it can be.
Okay, thank you.
And advanced hygiene. What we're looking at here is the American Standard Advanced Clean 100. This is a fully integrated bidet toilet. These are manufactured in Japan for us through our connections with Lixil. You can see up on the upper left is the remote control. That can be mounted anywhere close by this toilet, and it is removable from the wall for easy activation. There is a plethora of information available on this toilet, as there are a multitude of features for advanced hygiene in using this product. And next slide, please. This is an ever-growing trend, whether it's alarms or your lighting technology. Smart home is really trending right now, and we're moving forward with that in plumbing too. On these next slides, you'll have a really good understanding of what we're doing innovation-wise. What you're looking at here is the GrowSense and oh, forgive me. My apologies. The Growy Smart Control. What this is here, I just got sidetracked for a second, apologies, is these are separate remotes that can be installed in your home, as well as a wireless shut-off valve too, that will prevent any water leaks in the home. Next slide, please, Natalie. So sometimes water is a source of problems. If there is a leak, this could create a big flood in your home. As we know, insurance costs, this can be devastating to a home if you have a severe water leak. Next slide. So the GrowSense system monitors humidity, temperature, and detects water leaks. It instantly alerts homeowners and shuts the water off automatically. This can also be done manually through the use of the Ondis app. Next slide. And that's what's being shown here. So through your smartphone and through Wi-Fi connection, these sensors will alert you if there is a leak in your home. They normally glow blue, but if there is a leak or extra humidity, they do highlight red. So you can place these in a laundry room or underneath a sink or next to a toilet or any area that you may have an unexpected leak of water. And this will notify you through this app if there is such a leak. Next slide. This is the GrowSense Guard. So this is installed to your water line. It has a learning algorithm of your water usage. So whenever there is a severe amount of water pressure droppage or any irregular activity with water usage, this will alert you and as well shut off your water to prevent any leaks. So if there was a pipe break or something, this will automatically shut your water off, and you can turn this back on again through your app. Next slide. Smart control. So this is a new innovation to our shower technology. This allows you simply to push button activate whatever system you wish to use in your shower. You can essentially set up a car wash in your shower now. You can stack these valves as well so that you're activating more than 3 different options in your shower. And next slide. Here are some other examples of our smart control. So we have the exposed on the left there. That is more of a European design, and what we're more familiar with in the middle is just our in-wall design with all the plumbing lines hidden. You can also set up body sprays with this and multiple shower heads and hand showers if you wish. And then on the far right, we see the Euphoria Smart Control, also an exposed unit. So to activate, you're just simply pushing the button, and you can adjust the flow by turning the piece to each of these buttons as well. And next slide. Water consumption and sustainability. This is an ever-growing trend. We're all being challenged with trying to reduce the amount of water we use. Water is the basis of life and a source of joy. Every precious drop should be handled with care. Yet as the world's population continues to rise, urbanization, water consumption, and a changing environment continue to generate challenges. Next slide. So as industry leaders, we are ready to rise to these challenges. We are passionate about quality, technology, design, and sustainability. Our intelligent solutions will enhance water enjoyment and push the boundaries of innovation. Join us in our mission to shape the future of our water and discover our sustainability. Next slide. So in part of that challenge, we've launched the Growy Blue Chilled and Sparkling, which you've seen before now, but with the filtration, we are saving the production of plastic or single-use plastic bottles. By doing so with this system, you're not having to go out and purchase separate bottles, let's say San Pellegrino or Club Soda. You can activate and create this in your own home. The filtered water as well, just for simple drinking enjoyment too. And next slide. Again, just a continuation of what I just discussed there, but this is reducing CO2 emissions by 83. The Growy Blue also just needs the 1 liter. You drink instead of 7 liters for the bottled water, reducing waste by 85%. This makes the Growy Blue water system a sustainable alternative to bottled water. Next slide. So, and they reduce toilet paper consumption with their advanced spotlet seats. So we saw previously the Advanced Clean 100 by American Standard. What you're looking at here is the Spotlet retrofit bidet seat. This is a fully integrated bidet seat that can be applied to most conventional elongated toilet bowls. This offers all the hygienic cleansing you're used to from our fully integrated models to these retrofit seats. And next slide. So mixed materials. Next slide. And trend number 5, I think that.
Yeah, thanks, Ryan.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for your presentation. Does anyone has a question to Ryan about the Growy or Lixil products before we continue with the other part of the presentation? I guess no. Okay, so now I would like to invite Nicholas to talk about the trend 5 on and the spectrum unity. So Nicholas.
Thank you, Natalia. Good afternoon, everyone. So my name is Nicholas Vanegas. I'm the architectural sales rep for Allied Technical Sales here in Ontario. So today we're going to be talking about the spectrum unity. It's one of those trends. This is a request that we've been getting, I'll say, during and after the pandemic. I guess most people are trying to spend more of their money in their own homes. So basically what they're trying to do is they're trying to make some improvements. And that's how we've been playing a big part with the architects, just trying to specify products that are going to be durable for the homeowner, right? You want to make sure that you have a product that is, in terms of cost, is low maintenance. And that's basically what we have here. So a spectrum unity, for those of you that are not familiar with this is a multilinear plank system. This product is made with phenolic material. So for any one of you that is not familiar with phenolic, so I'm sure you have been in, I'm sure you have seen it before. So if you have used a washroom partition before, most likely you have seen the phenolic. That's typically how it is used. Phenolic it has multiple applications. So this is one of them. It's used for exterior applications for facades. So basically this spectrum unity, it was developed by ATS, and basically is a tongue and groove system in terms of is a tongue and groove system with a plank look. So in terms of design freedom, it is very flexible for the designers. Typically what you see in the industry, you're going to have metal or PVC materials that are limited in terms of colors and finishes. So the way how we're trying to work with the architects right now is Spectrum Unity allows you for design and freedom. So basically you're going to have the long linear look, but we're trying to use more wood, more natural materials. And this is something that I'm going to be showing you in the next couple of slides. Wood grain tones. So basically what you see here is one of the projects that we did with a local architect here in Toronto. You can see how they use the plank or the plank finish not only for the cladding of the house, but they also use it for the soffit and for the garage doors. This is something that is becoming very trendy right now. It's not the scope of the product is not just limited to walls. It's also going to walls, to door and garage door applications. In terms of low cost of ownership, I'm sorry, this is something that it's important for the architects and for the homeowners, right? You want to make sure that you're putting your money and you're investing your money in something that is going to be durable. So this product has some attributes. It is a highly scratch, impact, and graffiti resistant. So just think about your house. You want to make sure that you don't want to be painting the house every year, or you want to be, or you don't want to be maintaining the planks every other year, just because things happen around your house, or let's say you have you want to do a remodelation in your house. You want to make sure that you want to add more to your house. You want to make sure that the product is going to be durable, right? So different applications that you're going to have with the product. You're going to have walls, soffits, and fascias. And this is something that I'll be showing you in a couple of pictures. If you're looking for something that is always in stock, because again, like the same case, the same example that I was giving before, let's say you're doing something to your house and you want to add a garage, or you want to have another room. This is something great that we have. We have an in-stock program where if you need the product in stock, if you need the product, we have it right away. This is something that you don't have to wait, I don't know, 10 to 15, which is something that we've seen in the construction industry with other products. Another thing that we have to highlight about this product is that it's completely concealed. You won't see any type of fasteners or anything like that. So it's going to be a clean look. So Natalia, if you want to go ahead. So I'm just going to be showing you a couple of projects around Toronto where I've had the opportunity to combine the product with, trying to replace the wood look, but at the same time trying to combine it with natural materials like stones, right? So this is just an explanation of what are the options that we offer. So in terms of the heights of the product, we offer 3 different heights, and we call them Unity 1, Unity 2, and Unity 3. The Unity 1 being the smallest height plank, which is around 7.5 inches, 7.25 inches. You can see it there. We have Unity 2, which is around 15 inches, and then Unity 3, it's 22 inches and 3/4. Why is this important? Well, as you can see on the example on the top right, you can basically start playing with the facade of your project or your house by combining different plank heights, right? So you can combine the height of 3 planks and then just make the full height of a Unity 2, or just play with the Unity 2 and Unity 1 and Unity 2 just to make the height of the Unity 3. So it depends how you want to do it. Most people will, especially for residential projects, they like to have everything modular, so they want to have the same height. But again, let's say you're jumping into a commercial application where you want to start playing with the planks. This is an alternative that you have. It says it passes NFPA. In the States here, it's standard testing for the ULCS 134. Although in the residential market, that's not is not that important. I'll say it's mostly for the commercial applications. This is the first project that I have. I like it a lot because the way how the architect used the material, it is super clean. So Fish Lake House, again, this is by a local architect here in Toronto. You can see, and it's going back to the first picture that we show you. So they started with cladding just the walls, but then they realized that they wanted to have the garage door being completely concealed, or they didn't want to see it. So they worked with a local garage manufacturer, so they were able to clad the door and make sure that it was going flush with the rest of the facade of the house. If you go to the next slide, which is the back of the house, you can see how they combine the same look, right? So they were consistent with how the house look on the front, They took that to the back, and then you can see how they clad not only the wall, but they also did the transition into the soffit. So when you're working on the soffits, you have the same conditions. So basically, when you're working with HPL material, the only thing that you need to make sure is that the material can actually breathe from behind, right? So it is a ventilated system. It's a screen material, a cladding material. So you want to make sure that the product can breathe from behind. They did the same logic for the soffits to jump into the transition. In terms of the manufacturing, so well, we ship everything to your house or to a job site, and this can be cut on site. There is no need to treat the edges. You don't have to do anything to the material. You can just cut the length, and then you just install it right away. If you have lighting, like in this case, sorry, can you go back? Like in the back of the house, you just open the hole in the material, and then just go directly into the structure, just to make sure that you can fasten the lighting or the speakers in this case. So those are small things that you have to keep in mind. Unlike the big format panels with the phenolic, you have, with those big panels, you have to cut everything in a controlled environment. So CNC manufacturing, you have to go to HPL manufacturer, and they will cut the panels into the size that you need. With this system, like I said, you can bring everything to site, and they will cut all the different lengths depending on what you need. Yeah, so we're gonna jump to the next one. So this is another project, again, in Toronto. So I like this specific project for a couple of reasons. So what you can see here is different applications with the different heights of the planks, right? So everything that you see with the fascias that is black, we made sure that they were using something around the 14 inches, because that's the Unity 2. So they cut all the planks to the height. Let's say if in this case, the fascia was a little bit less than 14 inches. So if you have that gap of the 14, so these panels are 15 inches. So that distance that is that you have, if it's a little more, you can cut it on site. You can cut the height of the plank on site, and then it won't be visible, because you're always using the parapet on top, so you won't see where you cut it. The other thing is the soffits. We did a nice transition into the soffit with a wood grain look. So well, you can barely see it here, but we did a nice transition with a nice profile. That's something that we can provide with the system. And then if you look at the right hand of the house, that's it looks like a stone finish, when in reality it's all phenolic. So the left side of the house, you can see it has a limestone finish. Then you have a wood grain column, which is where they have the elevator, and then on the right hand side, they try to combine it with the HPL, so you can barely see that is a phenolic material, right? It looks natural. In fact, they use a natural look for this house. It has some texture to it, and they use the biggest plank that we could have, which is Unity 3, right? So you could have a 23-inch plank there, and they created a modular system where you can basically align the joints with the elevator area that you're going to see on the next slide. So yeah, so you can see here, right hand side, I mean, typically how people use the phenolic is either with a wood grain finish or a unicolor. In this case, they use a natural finish. It goes very well with the rest of the house. Combining it with the wood grain, you can see that the elevator area with the wood grain finish, they play with the height of the joints just to make sure that it aligns. And that color will match with the soffits of the house that have the same wood grain tone with a different plank size. Can you go into the next one? Again, this is another project. This is just showing you how the phenolic it's being used in residential applications. So typically, how we see it is architects like to use it for highlight. For some of the areas, it's not. They don't take full walls. They just take a specific areas of the house. So in this case, they just did it around the windows, and then in the back of the house, and you're going to see pictures next on the next couple of slides. So yeah, so basically you can see what is the transition with the stone finish and the windows. So in the case of the windows, we provide a finished profile, but if you want to save on cost, some people use flashing, so a piece of flashing just to make sure that they can cover the top of the panel, just to make sure that nothing is going to go behind the panel. And then that transition with the stone, it depends on the architectural detail. Some people like to have just to leave the gap in between the two materials, but some others like to have a piece of flash in there. If you go to the next slide, you're going to see some pictures behind and the side and the back of the house. So again, they're using it here as an accent wall, right? So on the right hand, so the picture on the left, on the bottom left, you're going to see how they use it as an accent wall. Just a section of the house, just a nice transition into the stone, and then it goes into the back of the house where they have the material for areas that are basically at the eye level, right? So like I said, this product is very scratch and impact resistant. So for the, let's say if the owners have kids and they're painting on the walls for some reason, this is something that can be easily removed by the homeowner. You can just go to places like, I don't know, like Home Depot, or yeah, just get something easy to clean the material, and it's going to remove super easily. If you can go to the next slide. Again, this is another project. This is in New York. Again, when I got to this project, they were looking for a material just to have it as an accent wall in those areas. They're going to be visible to the eye, obviously, and they're going to create a contrast with the stone and the ACM that they were using. So this is actually a retrofit, and that's one of the reasons that I like. I do have pictures of the before and after of the house. So again, when you have a retrofit and you have let's say you have brick, the only thing that we need request the builder is that they have to create that ventilated system. So that can either be done with galvanized Z guards or even with wood strapping. You can just create it. You create your nice vent screen, and then you can just install the product on top. Like I said, as long as you have a nice ventilation behind the panel, and then you can cover the gaps, just to make sure that that no animal is going to go behind the panels. That's basically all we need. But it was a nice retrofit. You can see how they put that accent in the around the main entrance. So they combined it with the ACM. We provided all the trims for that. So all the corner trims and finish profiles that were all provided by us. You can barely see it here, but on the left hand side of the house where you have that corner that return, we did a corner profile, and what I like about that is that it's actually matching the wood grain that we're using on the plank. So it's not visible to the eye of the people that are working across that are working on the street, but it's a nice transition for the homeowner. So just to make sure that if you have a wood finish, you want to make sure that you don't have a black or an anodized finish on the trims, right? You want to have a nice transition into the material going around the corner. So yeah, so if you want to go to the next picture. So this is the other side of the house. So you can see that transition. That's what I was saying before. So you have that nice transition in the corner where you don't see a black line in the corner. That's why we provide those color match fasteners. In terms of the planks, this is a progressive system. When you reach the top, you want to make sure that you fasten the planks with color match fasteners. And this is typically covered by a parapet, or in this case, they cover it with the ACM. So those exposed fasteners that you use at the top, they're not gonna be visible to the eye of the homeowner. You want to go next? This is another type of application. Again, it's still residential, but this is another way how you can use the planks, right? So again, accent walls. This is something that we've seen a lot. People using a lot of wood grain finishes for their houses. We typically use the single or unicolors for everything that is fascia, right? But everywhere where you want to use an accent wall, you would typically go for wood grain finishes. With one of the advantages that you have with the Spectrum wall lining system, with a Spectrum Unity, is that you're not limited to the finishes. We have a color card of more than 50 plus colors, and then you can go from wood grains, unicolor, metallics, and something that we call the Lumen series. So we have multiple color options for the homeowner, depending on how you want to combine it with the rest of the house. So again, they're trying to combine. In this case, this is a multi-family we did all the accent around the windows, and then the same thing in the entrance, right? Yeah, so if you want to go, the next picture is the back of the house, and I think that's the last slide that I have. What I wanted to show you some of the highlights of how they use the long planks, right? Again, this is basically at the eye level. In this case, like I said at the beginning, they won't have any need to maintain the product in the long term. I mean, if they wanted to clean it, they can always, I don't know, hose it down, and that's all you need. You don't HPL is a product that you don't need to maintain, you don't need to paint. It has something that is called the EBC technology, or electrobeam technology, which basically what it does, it just closes all the pores of the material, the surface of the material. So it does prevent the product from fading. So it's giving some UV resistant to the product. That's something that we get asked all the time, what's going to happen with the color of the material. So Trespa has a warranty of 10 years on the material, but we've seen projects that have been installed for more than 30 years, and the everything is measured on the grayscale, which is a test that they do, and then we very, I mean, it's very rare that we see any change on the surface or the color of the product. Like I said, super durable, no need to maintain. This is not going to warp. Unfortunately, I wish I could have put some samples, some projects of reference here in Canada, where we have seen how Trespa was specified. Initially, some people tried to value engineer with wood, and then obviously, well, I guess this will be a good example, right? If you see the fence, that's a wood, obviously that's wood material, that they will have to maintain it in the long term. Even if you paint it, or if you're trying to put some protector layer on top, you still have to do it like every year, every 2 years, right? With Trespa, there is no need for that. So that's one way how you can see it. Most people, the cost of ownership, I mean, at the beginning, it's a little bit more expensive than a UV or a wood material, but in the long term, it's going to be less expensive than any of those products, just because you don't have to maintain it. So that's the fifth trend. I just want to show you pictures of things that we have done in Toronto, particularly because it's my territory, but we do have examples across Canada and the United States, where you can see what are some of the attributes of the product, what are some of the alternatives, or even design ideas, if that's what you're looking for. So that's about it.
Nicholas, just a question. Margaret wants to know, how can she get samples and installations spec?
You can reach out to me directly. I'll be more than happy to give you, to send you the samples. We do have a website that is called Quick Ship Panels, where you can see some information about the product. But just feel free to email me. I can put, I'm not sure if I'll type my email on the chat, so you can see so you can reach out to me. I'll help you with samples. I'll help you with the specs. We also have the architectural details available for you. So if you want to use that as a reference, I'll be more than happy to send it to you.
Thanks, Nicholas. I guess what you presented speaks back to what Ryan told about mixing materials. So you are able to do it with also with a great material of spectrum unit. Well, I guess this is it. Is there any more questions before we wrap it up to Ryan or to Nicholas? If you don't want to ask now, you can also reach out to us. So again, thanks everyone for taking the time to be here with us. Special thanks to Ryan, Nicholas, and your great presentations. Hope you enjoyed what we talked about today, and that you can use in your some of the ideas on your next projects. I guess we have one question here. Okay, they are asking for your email, Nicholas, on the
I just put it on the chat, or put it on the answers, so I can just type it in here right now. So okay. It's nicholas@ats-cells.ca.
So everything shown here today, you can find on our spec tool. If you don't have an account, you can just reach out to me, and we can help you to set an account. So my email is Natalia, NATHALIA @atspec.com. So yeah, If you have any more questions on the products, or if you want us to share the presentation, or I don't know if I can help you with any way, just reach out to me. I'll be glad to help you. Thank you. Have a good afternoon, everyone.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
guys. Have a good day.